Good morning, guys. I have a story for you. Since it's St. Patrick's Day, I have a St. Patrick's Day story. This is Clever Tom and the Leprechaun by Linda Shute. Now, since St. Patrick's Day is an Irish holiday, I've been perfecting my Irish accent to read you the story. So, I hope you enjoy Clever Tom and the Leprechaun. Clever Tom and the Leprechaun. One fine day, on Lady Day in the harvest, Tom Fitzpatrick took a ramble down the lane. Click, clack, click, clack, he heard through the hedge, so Tom tiptoed closer to take a look. The clacking sound stopped when Tom peeped through the bushes, and in the shadow, what did he see? Why, a big gallon pitcher and a teeny tiny man with a brown leathered apron and a three-cornered hat. Up the small man climbed on his wee wooden stool and dipped his little piggin into the crock. Then he settled down with his full mug beside him to hammer on the heel of a fairy-sized shoe. "What par?" thought Tom. "It's a leprechaun. If I'll catch him and scare him, he'll give me his gold. Since I'm a clever fellow, that should be simple. Before the sun sets, I'll have my fortune made." Tom stared at the leprechaun and tried not to blink. He knew that if he looked away, the old man would escape. Then he crept up quite near and tipped his hat politely, saying, "Good day to you, neighbor. Blessings on your work." "Thank you kindly," said the small one, but he never looked up. He just kept tapping on the heelpiece of the brow. Tom moved his hand closer while he smiled very sweetly and said, "Today's a holiday. You shouldn't have to work." The leprechaun frowned and answered Tom sharply, "If I'll do, that's my business and none of your own. Instead of pestering me, young man, you ought to be watching your father's field. Look there. The cows have broke into the oats. See? They're knocking the corn all about." Cows in the field? In the cornfield? Tom's head started turning. But he wasn't fooled by the leprechaun's trick. Quickly, he grabbed the sly fellow and cried, "Now you're my prisoner. Tell me, where is your gold?" The leprechaun wiggled and twisted and whined. "I'm a poor man." But Tom held him fast. "You and I both know you're lying," said Tom, and he made a fierce, frightening face. Finally, the leprechaun quit squirming and said, "Tom Fitzpatrick, you're too clever for me. I'll see you are after my buried treasure, so I'll have to show you where it's hid." With his eye on the bitty man locked in his fist, Tom followed where the leprechaun led him. He traipsed over a hill and under some hedges, and through a ditch and across a peat bog, at last, just when Tom feared he'd been hoodwinked. He found himself in a great field of weeds. "Dig there," the leprechaun pointed to a bush. "Deep under the bullion is where I put my gold." "Thunderation," said Tom. "I need to fetch my spade, but when I return, I'll be lost. There are 40 acres of bullion here, and each plant looks just like the other." Still watching the leprechaun, Tom figured out a plan. He tied his bright red garter to the bush. "Swear, you old rascal, that you won't take this off while I run back to get my spade." "That I'll promise you," the little man said. Tom grinned, knowing leprechauns always keep their word. No, since all have shown you where my treasure is, I don't suppose you'll need me any more. No, said Tom. My fortune's made. You go, and good luck go with you. Then goodbye, Tom Fitzpatrick, said the leprechaun. May you do much good with what you find. Away Tom ran as fast as he could run, figuring how he'd spend the gold. Then back he came, with his shovel in his hand, back to the field of bullions. But when he got there, lo and behold, a garter, just like his own, was tied to each and every bush as far as he could see. Tom dug under the bullion where he thought he'd tied his garter, but nothing was buried under that bush. And so he dug under another. He dug to the east, and he dug to the west, and still he found no treasure. The harvest moon rose as he dug to the north, and it set as he dug southward. And when the sun came up, Tom saw he dug 100 holes, and tired Tom Fitzpatrick knew he couldn't find that gold, so he gave up and headed for home. From then on, Tom always carried his spade, and he never stopped listening for a tapping in the field. Every chance he got, he'd tell how he nearly found the gold. And since I'm a clever fellow, Tom would end his tale, the next time I'll catch that leprechaun, I'll have my fortune made. The end.